I've been sampling Lost Ratones merch for winter. I know it's like 6 months away or 5 months away winter, but we're already like sampling a bit of it. Look at this jacket. It's kind of funky, I think. I'm not trying to sell out. The shit won't even be out for a month and it'll look completely different. It's kind of cool. It's like a soft wool jacket, and the idea would be that you can buy custom sticks with like names or whatever. Like here I just have Lost Ratones. But the inside of it is super soft. Really nice. Big fan. Looks dope as fuck, no? Super dope. This is the first trial. Damn. And it's got like comfy shit on it. Is there a worse rebranding in LoL history than Damwon to D+? Showmaker X Minju collab. Cute. What is this? Oh, let me put alerts on, actually. I'll put alerts on for now. The strongest cancelled in history versus the strongest cancelled of today. Nah, I win. Nah, I'd win. Sally offline equals banger match. Was DRX DK a banger or what? It wasn't. This rat was coping so hard. No Caedrel equals Sphere X win. Ooh, what happened, buddy? What happened? Caught.
Teasing new merch.
Okay, I was
been waiting 3 months for a plush. Nah.
It should be there soon, I promise. I swear to God. Yeah, I was in the chat. My bad, I was in the chat. I was watching the games off stream.
Waterboil OL.
LCK is now allowing LCK players that sign exclusive streaming contracts with Soup, T1, Genji to co-stream LCK games. Holy fuck. Wait, they're letting the players co-stream the games? Hey. Sally not online, 40-minute banger. How did DK lose that? I actually didn't see that one. I wore my LR jersey to school and got bullied. Chat, I had a thought yesterday.
Paid Chatterpog.
I had a thought yesterday. You know what I've realized over time? I don't know how it would work, but what I've realized is the franchise in League of Legends, right? I'll use LEC as an example. The problem is that I was thinking about this so many hours yesterday, and I was writing things down, and I was like, what's the real problem that is plaguing League right now for esports, right? And one of my conclusions was franchising has turned it into a little bit of like a, okay, I don't mean this in a mean way when I say these words. I'm just using these words because I don't have any other words. It's turned into a bit of a corporate bore, you know? Back in the days, like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, it really felt like the teams had like a magic to them and a spirit, you know? These teams would form and they would grind. And one of the big things that I attributed to like people enjoying the team is that the progression system was quite... I feel like having a progression system that's very linear makes it so fans can attach to teams, right? And in the new meta of League of Legends teams, it's very influencer heavy, right? But if I'm an influencer, let's say I'm a German influencer, like, I don't know, Papa Plet, and I'm like, I'm going to make a German team. You make your German team, but there's a ceiling. The progression system is gated because of franchising, right? So no matter what you do, no matter how good you are, no matter how much you invest, no matter whatever you do, you will reach that ceiling and it's over. That's it. That's the problem with League. It's not that you have your fucking franchise where you like have your big league and your big views and you get your money off each other and you get partners. It's not that. It's that there's no progression system for anyone else. That's it. The progression system starts there. So I was running to myself. I was like, what if there was a different form of system where instead of having this LEC playoffs, right? What you do is you have the European playoffs, right? And the European playoffs is 8 teams. And to guarantee franchising still works, what if you had the 6 teams from LEC who qualified the playoffs, qualified the European playoffs directly? But then the 2 spots to the European playoffs are EU Masters teams, the 2 EU Masters finalists. And then they join it as a lower seed. But if they win through the European playoffs and win the European title, then they can go to Worlds. And this makes it so there's a linear progression system of I start here in my tier 2 region, and I can actually make it to Worlds by the end of the year. You know, something like that. These progression systems make it so... I don't know, if a team breaks through and makes to the European playoffs, first of all, it's insanely hype. Second of all, it's fresh faces. Third of all, it's like if these players play well against some of these LEC teams, then the players get picked up or whatever it is. And you can actually make these runs that make sense, you know? And it doesn't take away from the idea of, we have our LEC franchise league, you're not allowed in, kind of, you know, we'll make money during the regular season. I just feel like, man, maybe it's not the perfect fix to things, but what I've realized over the last few weeks is that progression system not being there just makes everything so stale. It makes players joining the league very gated and like a little nepotistic and very hard to scout because they never really get their chance to prove it. Makes viewership really stale because you don't really get any fresh faces in terms of teams or branding or anything. It's just the same teams. Stuff like that. I was thinking, is there a way that you can make it so there's a progression system so people can actually fight to the top, and obviously make it so that the LEC teams are super heavily favored in that progression system, but also make it so teams actually have a chance to operate or like do something, you know? Because here's my pitch, right? Let's say all these teams don't want academy teams. I'm G2. I don't want an academy team. I'm Fnatic. I don't want an academy team. I don't want to pay for an academy team. I don't want an academy team. In LCK, it's different. You have like T1 Academy, right? Imagine you had this progression system where T1 Academy came up and played against T1 main team and like won. That would be crazy, crazy shit. But no one wants an academy team. So all the tier 1 teams just want their main team. They want to make money and they want to sit in the LEC. And if you don't want your academy teams, then why can't we have teams down there that actually have a chance to progress? Not so much take the spots and take your fucking spot in your tier 1 region, but at least show off their players and try to climb. Oh, sorry, I was stuck in my... Valorant already has this. Yeah. CS has it as well. CS has it as well. Anyway, this was a side rant, because obviously it's very easy to be like, well, Caedrel, you're just saying this because you want Lost Ratones to progress. Obviously, I'm biased, obviously. But I'm thinking as well long term. Imagine someone else comes along and wants to make a team, and wants to climb the ladder, and wants to make a stream. Like Agarin's team wants to go to compete against LEC teams, whatever it is, or try and win EU Masters, you know? There will be like more examples, and there already was more examples before of teams trying to do the same thing. Anyway, rant over. Because there's no third-party tournaments for tier 2 teams, there's no progression system for tier 2 teams, and there's no academy teams for tier 2 teams from tier 1 teams anyway. So it's just like left to rot. It's like, okay guys, you won your domestic league. Okay, go to EU Masters. Okay, you won EU Masters. Okay, I'll see you in spring. Great. Repeat. It's like fucking hell. You don't even see an LEC team versus a... When have you ever seen a winner of EU Masters take on a bottom tier LEC team to see what the level of difference of quality of players like, you know? The only difference you can see is like K-Corp's team and players win the EU Masters and they go to LEC and then they compete, you know, themselves. But when have you ever seen the actual teams play against... I need that in my life, man. Anyway, rant over. I'm trying to say this in like a productive way, you know? I'm like pitching ideas of a system that maybe could come to the league one day, or to League of Legends as a whole. Because there is no progression system. It's fucking boring.
3 things, man, please.
Oh, can you feel game number 3? It's looming.
No, not with that.
What is this clip?
From Xiaohu. He just whipped his entire combo. Scout gets out. They're going to lose the Infernal Drake for this with no soul. But Paze is hunting. Fate's call once more. Paze is in front of all of Weibo. Who can finally shut down this Callista? He's dashing all around the bailout. It comes through. How does Paze do it? He's a miracle worker. This
what
guy
the
is
fuck?
an absolute wizard. And he's decimating Weibo
Bro
again.
is hopping.
This time, it's finally over. I'll say
Bro is hopping, what?
Paze is at the top of the LPL, and he's trying to rip
10k damage dealt?
Oh my lord, that is one of the sexiest plays I've...
What the f... Bro is hopping, man. What the f is this? Optional new modern movement scheme. Potentially the biggest league change ever made. Flash has 3 settings. Cursor with enhanced cursor. WSAD. Cursor fullback. What? WSAD will be coming as a new official input on League. WASD? How the fuck is that gonna work? Can't wait to get dunked on by a GigaChat joystick riven from his couch on a 60-inch TV. Wait, you can just play like... What the fuck? What the hell? This is so random.
Okay guys, now that we're 30, we're gonna take this account to gold.
He played Riven on a PS4 controller. Oh my god. WSAD. Chat, am I f***ing dumb? Hold up. Hold up.
Less than 3.
When you're clicking, you can click in a circle. But when you're WASDing, you can only WASD, WA,
let's go, man.
WD, SD, SA, right? So when it comes to dodging skill shots, you miss these angles. So it's gonna be harder to play at a higher level, but easier to play at a lower level. Facts or no facts? What do you mean, no? Will people go pro with WASD? Bro, I don't know. I need to try it first. But there's no way people will go pro with WASD, right? Like, you... Think about it. You have to be fucking locked camera. I don't see it. What if you're running into a wall while you're roaming bot the whole time? I don't get it. Like when you click, it autopilots.
Forever a rat.
The best movement. But when you're WASDing, how do you look bot while running? You can still click. But then how do you use your spells? One, two, three, four. Chad, you know what I learned the other day? I don't play WoW anymore, but one of my friends told me that on retail there's now a new thing on retail where you can have one button, and if you just press that one button, it does your full spell rotation, like in the best play possible. That is crazy. You only need one button on your action bar for raids now. You just... I'm top damage! Like, what is that? How does that make sense? What have you done to the game? Is that real? What else?
Pog, let's go, man.
Oh, you have a longer GCD if you do it? Really? Okay, that's a good punisher. If you have longer GCD, then that makes more sense. 30% longer GCD makes sense. When are they releasing this? Is this on PBE? Is it on PBE now? No.
Ready to take a fight. Flash over. Just canceled. Wait, Caedrel just canceled it.
Can you
Wow,
imagine?
Is this Faker's co-worker?
Can you imagine? Oh, hold up. Wait, I just thought about it. Because someone said in chat. Can you imagine that inside the game, when you go WASD, you get aim assist on your mouse or on your spells? Nah, surely they wouldn't release an aim assist kind of like mechanic when you're WSADing, right? Nah.
We are ready to dive into two amazing
Rumors in Weibo Gaming. Recently an interview, Weibo Gaming said they had issues internally that they're trying to fix. There was a rumor posted on Weibo that there was a trade in players between BLG and Weibo. TN was supposed to swap with Wei, but Xiaohu did not want to happen, and he was unwilling for it to happen. As such, it impacted TN's mentality, and he allegedly mental boomed. The main content is that in April, BLG planned to swap jungles with Weibo, but Xiaohu didn't want the team to make the trade. Therefore, the Weibo Tension team set the trade condition as something that BLG will not accept. Therefore, this led to BLG buying Beishuan. After all this BLG buying Beishuan, BLG beat Weibo during the review. TN's mental was not right. He was not good. As of now, there are rumors that Weibo might look to change TN, and therefore TN feels like Weibo Gaming is messing with and ruining his mentality. However, the credibility of these reports should be doubted, as it's the only rumor from inside. It's still likely that BLG at least did contact TN and Weibo, and both sides are on good terms. Ooh, chat, look at this, by the way. Do you guys remember the homie that had... We were doing setup checks, and the homie who had the most cooked chair in the world, and I said we would get him a chair? He sent me a photo of his chair. He got his new chair. Look at the fucking upgrade. Damn! Look at the upgrade. Holy fuck. Much better. Jesus, look at that chair, man. What the fuck? Okay, W new chair.
That was what I was focused on for this game.
The old chair, bro. What is that?